But because I'm what's called HER2 positive, you have to have Herceptin, which 20, I think it was like 25 years ago when women would be diagnosed with this, it was an automatic get your affairs in order.
Wow.
You'll be gone within like a year.
Real Talk with Star Scorpio, episode 104. On the podcast today, I'm joined by someone whose journey is all about strength, resilience, and giving back. Julie Brock has walked through a powerful cancer journey that changed her life in many ways. She was introduced to me by Stacy, the mother of Edward and Ethan of the Fundraiser Warriors. Shout out to Nathan and Nicholas as well. Julie has continued to give back and inspire her community. Her story is one of hope, connection, and purpose. I'm excited to share her story. Julie, welcome to Real Talk with Star Scorpio. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Like I was saying before we recorded, I'm so excited to have you on. We planned this for, I don't know, is it 3 weeks now? So this is great that we're doing this. Okay, Julie, on Real Talk, we like to build a timeline, right? There's part of your story that we're probably going to get in depth about because I want to learn more of your journey. But I always start from the beginning. So let me know. I was born in Toronto. Where were you born and raised?
Huh. I was born in Toronto.
Hmm.
I lived in Pickering as a kid and then Bowmanville. So yeah,
As,
I'm
as
Durham region.
Durham region. But wait, you say as a kid. So anyone I talk to that was born out those ways. So some of my listeners are all over the place, the US, all different countries. But Pickering wasn't developed back then. Like I'm from Scarborough, North York area. But I remember when we go out, Pickering, Ajax, it wasn't developed how it is now. Is that how it was back in the days?
That's a really good question, Peter. I was really little, so
Oh,
I
okay.
don't remember.
Jeez. Okay, so in the beginning, so where did you move to after?
We went from Pickering to Bowmanville
Mhm.
and then to Ajax as a teenager.
As a teenager. Wow, what school did you go to?
In Ajax?
Yeah.
Ajax High.
Oh, there's an Ajax High?
Yeah,
Oh
there
my
is.
God. Yo, I thought I knew my stuff. I thought I knew all of Toronto and GTA, but I didn't even know there was an Ajax High. Wow. So one thing I like to know too about growing up with your parents. You had both parents?
No, they separated or divorced, whatever, when I was in kindergarten.
Oh, young. Okay. But did you go
Yes.
back and forth between mom and dad?
Um, a little bit.
Mhm.
And then when we moved to Bowmanville, we moved in with who would be my stepdad for a
Okay.
period of time. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, and then I saw my dad. I think we saw him, me and my sister, like once a month or something like that.
Oh, so you do have a sibling. One sister?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
one sister
Mhm.
and a half brother and a step brother, but I'm just like sister brothers, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it. So the reason I ask this question is sometimes the way we're parent our parents raised us, it kind of determines how you are sometimes when you grow up. So did you grow up in a strict household or were your elders more lenient on certain things going out and things like that?
Um, my stepfather was really strict
Hmm.
and they had their own business. And so, really, growing up, my sister and I were on our own a
Okay.
lot, like to the
Yeah.
point where people like that I'm still in touch with say I raised her
Oh.
because we were on our own for so much, for so long
Hmm.
at such a young age.
Is your sister older?
She's younger.
She's younger. What's the age
Mhm.
difference?
4 years.
Oh, 4 years. Okay. Nice, nice. Okay, and now having that strict household, how were you when it came to going out? Because when I talk to some people and they have the strict parents, sometimes they gotta sneak out and do things, or when it's going to the parties and things like that, or anything you could think of, boyfriends back in the days. Were you having that lifestyle where you had to like be careful on what you do, or did it
Oh,
get
I rebelled.
you rebelled?
100%.
That's the word.
I rebelled. The parties were at our house.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah.
Or yeah, going
Mhm.
to the parks, hiding in ditches. I'm watching what I say because I know my two teenage sons will probably end up watching this.
Yeah, yeah. No worries, no worries.
Uh,
You don't got to
but
share everything.
yeah,
Uh,
no.
okay. So now school time. So I know we said Ajax High, but even going back to like public school or junior high school, what were your interests? Because I want to get a feel for my guest if it, kind of led them to their career choice later on in life or aspirations or goals. What were you good at back in high school or even junior high? Math, English?
Oh, no math.
No math.
No math.
Yeah.
No math. I loved English and languages.
Mhm.
And then, of course, sports and creativity.
Art, art.
Art, yes. Well, different forms. My stepfather, he was like a hobby photographer. So
Okay.
I picked up a camera at a really young age. I think I was like 10 or something.
Mhm.
And I discovered my love of photography.
Oh, is this something you pursued later on? Because
Yes.
now I'm just learning about you. Okay. Okay. So we'll get into that too. But in high school now, you grew up the same time as I did. So you had to take OACs if you were going to university, or
hmm
if you're going to college, you don't need the OACs. But some people that I know didn't even finish high school. They started their working journey. What was your journey like?
So my journey was grade 9. I was in Bowmanville, and then I'll kind of backtrack a little bit because my stepfather died when I was in grade 7.
Oh, okay.
So this is kind of like what led to what went on after that,
Hmm.
which was moving to Ajax.
Okay.
And so I went from a high school of maybe 600 students.
Hmm.
And at that time, St. Stephen's was like campus style.
Hmm.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
And then I got uprooted to Ajax and went to a high school that was non-semestered.
Hmm.
Do you remember that? I don't know if you experienced non-semestered.
Mm.
Mm-mm,
No,
no.
I think we had the semesters in Victoria. I went to Victoria Park High School.
Okay.
Yeah, we had the semesters. So
Okay.
non-semestered. Okay.
Non-semestered, and I don't even know, but I say like 1,500 students. Let's just say grade 10 was not a good year for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a big transition.
Tell me something. When we had junior high. I went to Donview Junior High, and it went from grade to 7, 8, and 9. But most people that I know when I went to high school started high school at grade 9, but our junior high went to grade 9. So their high schools went to 6, 7, and 8, or they had the school that was from kindergarten to grade 8.
Mhm.
But I had a little shock when I was in grade 10 at Victoria Park because everybody knew each other already. But me and my friends that came from Donview, so in a way, I was like kind of like I was already a shy kid, good at sports, but being hit in a class where you see everybody talking, and maybe I had one person with me from Donview, but everybody else knows each other because they spent all of grade 9 together. That was hard for me to adapt. But
Mhm.
for you in grade 10, it was kind of different for different reasons, right? It was hard for different reasons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, going into school, that was I knew nobody
nobody.
and non-semester or yeah, non-semestered.
Hmm.
It was a bit of a Oh, I did forget to ask you this. Am I allowed to swear? Because it was a bit of a shit show.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. I just remember when I put it up on Spotify, it says explicit. No, no, one word doesn't matter. No, yeah. So that was high school. So you did. Wait, so what sports did you like?
Well, when I was in elementary school, I did 5-pin bowling.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
had the trophies to, anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
And then soccer. I did some soccer in high school.
Hmm.
And yeah, there was that. But I didn't finish at Ajax High.
Okay.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, but that's okay. That was my path when
Yeah.
I got pregnant with my eldest son.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I left and I did go to, I don't know what the proper terminology is, but like what we would call adult learning centers,
Okay. I get it.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And so I was working on getting my diploma there. And then I had him and still continued school and working part-time.
Oh, you started working early
Oh
then.
yeah,
What?
I had been working.
You had been working. Wait, what
Hmm.
age did you start? I know some, my wife started working at age probably 16, where me, I would get a job at that age and then I would quit like after a week or 2 weeks. I wasn't good with the job because I had both parents in the stable household. So it's kind of like, I don't need the money. But my wife had to grind, you know what I mean? So she was working since she was 16. But me, I wasn't dedicated to that work life. But you started at what age?
Well, I was a live-in nanny for family friends and my uncle and aunt for 2 summers when I was 14 and 15, I
Hmm.
think, something like that.
Yeah.
And then I started working at a big box store that's still around when I was 16.
Wow, 16 too, right?
Mhm.
And you haven't stopped working since then, right? That was your start.
Pretty much.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Because even for me, I remember one year I did get a job. I worked at CN Tower, and
Oh,
I don't know if you remember this restaurant, Saint Hubert, Saint Hubert,
yes.
Saint Hubert. Um, so I worked there, but then I had a gap in my work life. But then we had our daughter young, right? So our daughter is 27. I'm 23 and the new father, so you got to get a full-time job, right? So
Mhm.
it's a wake-up call, right?
Yeah, it totally is. And
Yeah.
definitely changes the direction
Oh,
of your life.
for sure, for sure. What music did you like back in the days? Because we're from the same era, Julie Rock. We're from the same era, so we had a mishmash of music. But what was the one your go-to music?
Always gangster rap.
No way. Are you
Seriously.
serious?
I'm
No
serious.
way.
Yeah. Yep.
Wait, gangster rap. Wait, let's get into this for a minute. So I remember when I was in high school, we got introduced to rap. So we were listening to Michael Jackson, Madonna, and Prince, and Depeche Mode, all these groups, right?
Mhm.
But then you got introduced to rap, right? But I was more of the East Coast rapper. Uh, th- I was into East Coast, I should say. And then Straight Outta Compton came with NWA, and
Uh-huh.
that freaked me right out back in the days, right? Because like, what is this gangster rap? But anyway, yeah, I was more East Coast. But who were you into back in the days? You remember some names?
Oh, uh, NWA actually. I was yeah. Before you even said it,
Yeah.
I'm chuckling at a memory of playing a tape and blasting it to my poor neighbors, as
Yeah.
well as to live crew.
Oh my gosh. You remember Two Live Crew? Oh my God. Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
But hands down, I love my Snoop.
Yo, Snoop Dogg.
Snoop's my
Yes.
favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what about Pac? I gotta ask you about Pac.
I did like Pac too. Yeah. really, wow, you're really quizzing me.
Yeah.
And Biggie.
Yes.
Yeah,
You know what's crazy? How because of our ages, right? Did you say your age yet? I didn't ask you, right? So I'm
you
50.
didn't ask me. I'm
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Let the people know how old you are.
I will be 48 next week.
And then 29th, right? 29th?
Yes.
Yeah, I know what's
Yeah.
coming. I know what's coming. I'm
Is
just
it next
added.
week, the week after? I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I'm adding to the list because so many people I know in September. My mother-in-law, my dad, my brother, couple friends. Oh, it's crazy. Now I just
Hmm.
add Julie Rock to the list. Oh, now I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, you know what I was gonna say, Julie? When it comes to rap, not even rappers, any musician that we grew up with and that we admired and we liked. So specifically, like we were alive when you hear about Tupac getting shot. You know what I mean? So my daughter, who I introduced to rap music and the good music from back in the days, you know what I mean,
Right?
right?
I know what you mean.
Yes. So I introduced her and then I told her about Pac and then about Biggs. But I remember watching CNN at the time and you're like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh. So do you remember those kind of things that you're like, this person died? Do you remember that?
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Yeah. And
Always wondered.
mhm. Have you met any entertainers, mu people in the music industry?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sean Desmond.
Oh, you met Sean Desmond.
Yes.
Yes.
I first saw him perform in Whitby. I don't
Hmm.
know how familiar you are with Durham region, but a little bit at
Pretty
Soccer
familiar.
City in I don't know if it's even still there,
Okay.
but we knew it as Soccer City. And he was, yeah, he must have been in his early 20s because I was in my early 20s and I think we're about the same age.
Hmm.
Um, and I had a friend who was an event promoter.
Yeah.
And so Sean was performing there with another group. I can't remember who the other group was, but regardless, I
Yeah.
got to see him and I just followed him like,
Yeah.
on pretty much on and off, right? Like life got busy and whatnot. But and then he was on my, I don't say bucket list, but my living list for concerts.
Okay. Yeah.
And a friend of mine saw it in my stories last year
Mhm.
and shared it with his wife. And he invited me to go as his guest.
Get out of here. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And I got to see him perform again. I wasn't like 100%
Okay.
like where I am this year.
Okay.
So it was still a little challenging, but I got to go and it was a really cool experience.
Yeah.
But
Amazing.
yeah, yeah,
What? I don't. He's Canadian, but I don't know where
yes.
he was born though. You know, like what city he came from. But mm,
Trying to remember if he was like, I know he lives in Toronto. Don't quiz me on this now, Peter.
yeah, yeah. Don't worry. Don't worry. Julie, I don't know if you're like me, but my brain doesn't work the same way as it used to back in the days. It's been about 5 years now where I used to have a sharp memory, but now it's like, you know how I asked you about rappers, right? I
Hmm.
could list so many rappers back in the days, right? But now I'm
Hmm.
like, yeah, just the known ones, right? Snoop, Biggie, Big Daddy Kane, you know what I mean? But I'm like, the list is gone. But that
Hmm.
amazing. You met Sean Desmond.
Yeah,
Were you a big New Kids on the Block fan back in the day?
that was my first concert.
Where'd you go?
Maple Leaf Gardens.
Oh, the reason I asked is because I was a big fan, and it was Tiffany I was a big fan of though. And we went to Wonderland to see Tiffany,
Oh.
and New Kids open. And when Joey McIntyre opened his mouth with "Please Don't Go, Girl," as a guy, I was like, "Oh my gosh, that guy has a voice." But I was into New Kids. So you're into New Kids, Maple Leaf Gardens.
Yep. Yep.
Hmm.
The very last row, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
It was fine.
You know what's crazy, Julie? Everyone has their phones. When I watch a concert on TV or see clips, all you see is lights because everybody's recording the concert now. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
back in our days, if you bring a camera, you take a picture, but our memories are up here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it's crazy with the social media now.
Oh, it's completely different.
Yeah. Do you think, how do you think you would have fared with social media as a teenager? Because we were talking about the times we had, both of us in high school and stuff, and you switched schools. How do you think it would have been with social media?
It might have been more helpful for me with that big change that I experienced,
Okay.
because I did have such a hard time, like really any kid would that at that age.
Yeah.
And so like my friends, would pick up the phone and call me,
Yeah.
uh, or come out and surprise visit me. And when you're that age and you live or you go from Bowmanville to Ajax, it feels like it's like another country,
Oh, yeah.
right? So, but yeah, they would come out and visit me, and I'm still in touch with a few of them.
Hmm.
So,
Did you jump on Facebook when it first came and then reconnect with all the old people from back in the days?
some,
Okay.
but as life changes, which it does,
Yeah.
I'm kind of more about like I've got like a closer, like the inner
Mhm.
circle.
Yeah.
And like, sure, I'll keep in touch with whomever here and there, but
Hmm.
you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, Julie. I know what you're saying. I want to go back to school for a minute. One more question.
Yeah.
I like to ask people about teachers. So, do you have any teachers that you can remember where someone either inspired you and you still think about them today and you can name them like this, or a teacher that was hard on you and you wanted to prove them wrong and say, you know what, I am going to be somebody. Uh, any teachers come to mind?
Mrs. Landers.
Mhm.
She was, I'm trying to remember what grade she taught me, but I can't remember. But I
Mhm.
do remember being off school, and I was just telling my younger kids this story a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I ended up with
Oh,
mononucleosis
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever
Remember
in
that?
grade
Yeah.
6, known as the kissing
Yeah,
disease.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Remember that?
yeah. So I was off school for several months, and she would come to my house and tutor me and always bring me an oatmeal chocolate chip muffin. So
Hmm.
whenever I have an oatmeal chocolate chip muffin, I think of her
Hmm.
and her kindness and how sweet she was. And I actually did see her, unfortunately, at a funeral. I can't remember how many years ago it was now. I want to say 7-ish years ago.
Hmm.
My sister and I went, and she was there. And then my sister's favorite teacher was there, and they knew who we were.
Wow.
I
Hmm.
know, again, like I've changed a lot since
Yeah.
school.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to start because the reason we're here today is I wanted to share your cancer journey, right? So I do want to start now. And I want to start from a particular post, right? So I got to read something here and then we'll see how you um, start your story. So I want to start your journey on a post you shared on March 31st, 2020. There's a picture of you climbing a wall. I believe you're at an obstacle course race. The first line that you wrote said, I didn't even know how to start this post. Later, you wrote, cancer picked the wrong woman to mess with. Can you take us back through that moment? What was going through your heart and mind as you began your journey with the cancer diagnosis?
Ooh. Oh, yeah. So it was a week after COVID shut everything down.
Hmm.
And my doctor, I had found a lump in February on my breast. And I went to my doctor, and I kind of like freaked out, obviously, right? And she examined me and she was like, well, it doesn't present as typical, when you're so young, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, listen, I was at a funeral yesterday for a friend that passed away in her early 30s. And at the time I was 42. So I was like, no, don't tell me I'm too young. I don't want to go down that path. Um, and so she said, okay. So she sent me, or she referred me for a mammogram and an ultrasound. I guess they go hand in hand or something. And it took longer, or no, hang on. It's a little bit of a blur at that point.
Hmm.
But yeah, the ultrasound, or sorry, no, the mammogram showed I was clear, but that's because I had dense breasts, which I had never heard of that term before.
Hmm.
And the ultrasound picked up something suspicious that warranted a biopsy.
Okay.
So I went in for a biopsy, and then those test results took a little bit longer to come back because of COVID or the pandemic, whatever. And well, the shit show that was happening at that time.
Hmm.
And then she called me and she said, I hate to, I can't even remember how she started. Really, I'm paraphrasing, but
Hmm.
she didn't like having to give me the news over the phone, which was, you have breast cancer. And I was like, okay. But deep down, I knew there was something off because I had been feeling my body was off for the last year or two, actually, probably more like 2 years. I was playing soccer and I remember going to see her and being like, my body doesn't feel right. Like something's off. It doesn't feel right. And she sends me for blood work. And I had to take like iron supplements. Like my iron was like borderline.
Hmm.
Like, okay, it still doesn't feel wrong. And then I ended up with a soccer injury. And so then I'm like, okay, it's just my body, you know, working on repairing my knee injury. And so 2020 actually started with my first surgery, which was my meniscus repair.
Okay.
And then I was still recovering from that when I got the news. And going past all that was like a lot of more tests, like CT scans and like a heart, like they wanted to get a baseline of everything before I even really knew what was happening. But they did, I think it was a couple of days later, I was told that they wanted to get me in the operating room as soon as possible.
Hmm.
Because of COVID, they didn't know if the ORs would be shut down because they needed all the vents. And I had to meet with a surgeon. A lot of these appointments I was doing on my own.
Hmm.
I would record or have family on speakerphone in the parking lot listening to the conversation.
Hmm.
And and yeah, I'll never ever forget them actually when they were prepping me for surgery that they said, if you wake up and there's plastic over your face, don't be too alarmed. It's extra protection because of COVID.
Okay.
Thank God I didn't wake up.
Wow. Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my first surgery. I wanted to have a double mastectomy. I chose mastectomy instead of lumpectomy. Um,
Wait, so,
and yeah,
so for people that might not know, even
okay.
myself, lumpectomy is just probably removing the lump itself, whereas
Yes.
mastectomy, the whole breast, you're saying, right? It's something like that.
Yes.
A lumpectomy. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I just chose to, I was like, I've had all my kids, let's just be more, I guess, aggressive.
Hmm.
And so that was what I chose. I wanted to actually have a double mastectomy, having both removed, but I was told I couldn't. I could only have what was necessary because of, again, the pandemic. So did that. It was day surgery.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, so
Mhm.
they literally chop off a body part and send you home.
Wow.
Okay.
Wait, what hospital was it?
It was in Milton.
Oh, you're out in Milton. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm out here in Milton. So
So
yeah, it
you
was.
wait, it's COVID time, which already
Hmm.
added an extra layer of what the hell is
Hmm.
going on.
Hmm.
You just have the surgery and they send you home. But at that time, if we're deep in COVID, I think if it's March, you're talking about around that time, you only could be with the family members in your house.
That's
So
right.
how was that? now. You can continue now, but I'm just trying to
Mhm.
process this. This is crazy.
Yeah, it
Hmm.
was really crazy because so I have the four kids living at home at that point. I have five, but so was my three little ones and my eldest daughter. And oh my gosh, so they were 5, 8, 9, and 18. And that was even before they kind of figured out like the whole online learning. But
Yeah.
it was again more of a shit show.
Yeah.
It was the longest March break ever.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it was and like the community and our family and friends wanted to help us. They wanted to come in, but we were all told like, no,
Mhm.
you can't risk it. They can't risk bringing anything into you. So people would literally like drop things off on the porch,
Mhm.
and that would be all that they could do. And I remember my sister being like, I want to come in and, like do what I can do to support you. I want to be there to help with the post care but we couldn't do anything. So we didn't even at that point, my three little ones didn't know because I wanted to wait to tell them until we knew the game plan.
Mhm.
So leading up to surgery, actually, they didn't know. But then when we knew I had to have surgery and we were waiting for the pathology to come back from that. And so I told my eldest two kids what was happening,
Mhm.
but it was really important for me to wait until we had a game plan and sit down and explain it to the kids because I didn't want to hide it from them.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, Peter, when I got the news, I spent 3 days in bed
Yeah.
trying to process it because I then a week or 10 days later had to go for surgery. So
Yeah.
I barely had time to process it. I had a brick and mortar photography studio at that time as well.
Mhm.
So, like, that was closed. The kids were home. I'm dealing with now a breast cancer diagnosis. And there was so much, and not being able to see my people
Yeah.
and get that support. It
That
was a lot.
that's a lot because yeah, it's hard for me to even understand what you went through because I hear stories about certain things even in that COVID time, right? I've heard people that got it, then in the hospital, they couldn't see their family members. I've heard of people passing away by themselves in old folks' home. But your story is unique too, because you have so much going on and the kids too. So I think that was one of my questions too. Like in your mind, were you afraid to tell them and how they would take it? Or did you think maybe the way you explain it, they would understand and just, this is mommy dealing with something?
Uh, well, I knew like with their ages that they would kind of understand, but also not really understand,
Mhm.
especially my youngest daughter,
Mhm.
being in kindergarten. So we ended up when I found out I had to go for chemo, we called it Mummy's Magic Healing Potion.
Okay.
That was what they called it. So they knew that I would have to go for appointments and, I may be, out of commission, in bed, or we didn't really know what to expect
Mhm.
at all. And I chuckle, but I'm not really laughing. But after my first chemo, which happened, I think in June, I was hospitalized because I overhydrated.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a thing? I didn't know this.
that's a thing. When in doubt, always ask.
Yeah. Okay. Can you get into that for a
Yeah,
minute? So,
yeah.
hmm
Well, because of being active,
hmm
I always have drank a lot of fluids.
hmm
And they had said, well, yeah, like you have to drink extra fluids. So I was like, all right, I'm going to drink this water. I'm going to drink Gatorade. And I drank too much.
yeah.
Yes. So, and that was hard too because COVID, you can't have visitors.
hmm
And so, yeah, I ended up here at the local hospital and thankfully I did have a friend who works in the hospital.
Oh, okay.
So she was able to, like, I had to get like an injection 24 hours after chemo that I still have to get.
Okay.
And so she administered that, but like the kids didn't see me for 2 or 3 days.
Hmm.
So that was pretty hard as well.
And for you, so this is COVID time. So the mask, every mask all the time then. Or was
Mhm.
it just the cloth mask, or did you have to wear a special mask, or did any visitors have to wear a special mask at the time? Like
Um,
the N91 or something.
N95, yeah.
N95, yeah.
I I would wear a combination of the two. So I would wear a cloth mask like at home, like if we were sitting out on the front porch and if anyone came, like keeping their distance,
Hmm.
they would either sit like really far, like at the end of the driveway.
Hmm.
But in the hospitals, I would wear not N95s, but like the, more medical grade masks.
Okay. Yeah. 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 That's a rough time. I
Mhm.
do want to ask you about a post though, which I found kind of touching because I guess you didn't see your son for a while. So I think someone built a COVID, you said contraption, right? Which allowed you to hug. It's 6 months since your cancer diagnosis. I think you didn't see him. It's
It
on the post.
was so I think it was closer to a year.
Mhm.
I'm
Okay.
trying to think about when it was posted and stuff. But yeah, it was closer to a year because at that time my son was working in the hospitals as
Mhm.
security.
Okay.
So he couldn't, again, we were told, right? Like we didn't really know, but we just knew that I was um, more susceptible,
Yeah.
immunocompromised, that's the word. Um, so yeah, my soul sister, as I call her,
Yeah. Tell me about it.
she made this contraption. I don't even know what the base or whatever was from,
Hmm.
but she did like this plastic and these gloves. I guess they're like veterinarian gloves.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and we had to stay masked. And so she had it at her place first, and then, wipe it down, wipe the plastic on both
Yeah.
sides, and then brought it over to our house so that my I could hug my son.
Hmm.
And well, so that we could all hug.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get all teary-eyed talking about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like one of the hardest things was not being able to have those moments with your loved ones.
Hmm.
And that, like, you don't realize how much you need the affection and the hugs until you can't do it.
Yeah.
And we took it also to see the grandparents as well. But
Yeah. Take your time. That's good. Like just watching the video. You want some Kleenex? Julie, let me be your rock. Let me be your rock right now, Julie.
oh,
This is amazing. Thanks for
I didn't think you'd
sharing
make me
this.
cry.
Oh, it happens on my podcast all the time. It happens. Julie, this is amazing. There's strength coming from me to you. I hope you feel it. I'm the
I
rock for
do.
you, Julie. Um, no, and I always tell people I got shades on, right? So I'll tell you right now, my eyes are watering up, but you can't see, right? But it's happened to me many times on this podcast. Um, when I saw the video, and I'm gonna put the clip up from your page when I put this together because it was so touching just to see you embrace him with this contraption and the arms go through and it's like amazing. And then yeah, I think that's a product that could be sold to other people. Julie, we have something going on here. Oh
Oh.
man, that's amazing. No. Um, okay, tell me what you think. I know what's hard when it comes to relationships and not being able to see family members or friends having that embrace. That's hard. Telling your kids what's going on, that's hard. But when it comes to the actual cancer treatment, because I did have a friend at 27 that went through this, And then he told me how painful the chemo was, and he used to tell me that, hey, they're trying to kill me. Like they're I don't know the dosage and things like that when it comes to chemo, but he felt like they were trying to kill him. And he said how painful it was. But to you, tell me your experience with the treatment.
So I had two different, I think I was in active like chemo for the early stage treatment for 15 months.
Hmm.
And so I did like this one, it's known as the Red Devil, if you know, you know, um,
Wow.
where the nurse actually sits and like injects it slowly into your IV.
Okay.
Yeah. And I had four of those, but that's like one of the harshest ones.
Hmm.
And then there was another one that I had, and I chuckle because I'm not really laughing, but it was called Taxol. And you also you have to sit while that's going through you, with your hands and feet in like ice bags.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I'm trying to remember. Again, it's been a few years for that one. Something to protect like your nails or something. Like by the time I was done with that chemo regime, my nails were really dark and were actually lifting, and I was almost losing them. I couldn't do a lot of things with my hands.
Hmm.
But having said that, when you hear chemo, you think like automatically, you picture people hugging the toilet, right?
Hmm.
Like, or not being able to do anything. And I wasn't too bad. Like, I might have had some nauseous days here and there, and some days where I was like really fuzzy,
Hmm.
but I would walk. I would walk the day of chemo. And I think even like a couple of days before chemo, like I tried to stay as active as I could
Hmm.
because I knew that from what I had read and heard from other people, that being active does help with the side effects.
Yeah.
And I've always been active, so I wanted to move in some way. But yeah, it wasn't a walk in the park by any means.
Yeah. And you're still getting treatment till this day, right? There's something I read on your page. Tell me if I'm mispronouncing it. And is it one of the treatments in her too?
Hmm.
That's a
Yes.
that's a type of treatment.
Yes. Yeah, I started in HER2 in 2023.
Okay.
Are we going to do that timeline again? Do we need to
Yeah.
go back?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to keep track of
Yeah.
everything. So, you know what? Let me know because you got diagnosed in 2020. It's
Hmm.
2025 now. You told me about at least the first how many months now that we're in. Because I think the next thing I want to ask you is, was there any period where you felt better now because the chemo was working and the treatment is working?
Um, well, they like the early stage, they don't like scan or anything to say like, and they're trying to think of how to phrase this, but because I had had surgery first,
Hmm.
they had taken everything out. Um, and so I just like I had to do this 15 months of treatment, and then I also had to do radiation. So I had
Okay.
16 radiation treatments done to like my chest and wherever in this area.
Okay.
And then I continued with an immunotherapy called Herceptin, which some people will understand, some people won't. But the
Hmm.
way it was explained to me is that, and there's so many different types, so many different subtypes
Hmm.
of breast cancer or cancers that you don't know. You don't know what you don't know until you're knee deep in it.
Yeah.
Um, but because I'm what's called HER2 positive, you have to have Herceptin, which I think it was like 25 years ago when women would be diagnosed with this, it was an automatic get your affairs in order.
Wow.
You'll be gone within like a year.
Wow. Okay.
And then this drug was discovered. Um, and so I had that. So how my nurse explained to me is that you get it. And it's not a chemo, it's an immunotherapy. And it goes in and like attaches itself to cells and like locks them so that cancer cells can't unlock them.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because the way you're saying it, and I think from what I know too, the cancer cells, they'll attack, right? You're kind of attacking, right?
Mhm.
So locking them prevents it from doing that then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because there could still be like small cells floating around in your body. So I finished the with all of that treatment and the radiation, and then I went back in for bilateral mastectomy because I was like, I don't want to go through this again. Let's just take them off.
Okay.
And it's always a personal choice as to what it's a very personal choice for women. But for me, I didn't want implants
Hmm.
and I didn't have enough tissue to make breasts with my own tissue
Hmm.
because I've always been like on the slimmer side-ish.
Hmm.
And I chuckle just because my surgeon would be like, well, you'd have to put on weight for me to take the tissue.
Yeah.
So I chose to stay flat,
Hmm.
which I've been working on like normalizing, like doesn't make me or any woman less of a woman by choosing not to have breasts.
Hmm.
And that's one of the messages I've been trying to get out there is like, let's accept that and normalize it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's a whole
I
other podcast.
No, I don't. Well, I seen a post and I'm very proud that you're sharing this with people because oh man, when you're going through things, what I realize in my life too, if I'm going through things, there's tons of other people going through it. And if someone is brave enough to share their story, it eases the mind of so many people that don't hear that it's okay for this, it's okay for that, or there are people going through it. So by you being that outspoken person and you probably built up to it too, like you're saying. I think I was asking you about public speaking and stuff,
Mhm.
but you're getting there, and then you realize the people you touched. And I could probably ask you right now, you've probably gotten DMs where thank yous, right? You know what I mean? I could,
Mhm.
without even knowing, I could say that you probably got them. Hmm.
I have. And that's what, well, not what, but why I started sharing was or is because had no idea what to expect going into this.
Yeah.
And thankfully, but also not, I had two friends, um, one specifically breast cancer and went through very similar to what I've been going through, and the other one, a different kind of cancer. So, like, they were able to kind of hold my hands and give me advice and guidance.
Hmm.
And I was like, if I can help just one person, then I'm fine with that. That's
Yeah.
all I want to do is just help one person. And yeah, the DMs I've received are what keeps me sharing. And I'm not like faking anything.
Yeah.
Like, this is me. Like, I'll share the ups and downs. I'm not going to be Instagram perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, like, no.
Yeah. Wait, when did you jump on Instagram? When were you?
So I actually started a separate Facebook page
Hmm.
because I had my photography business page and I was still trying to work on and off when I was able to.
Hmm.
And it was also easier for me to kind of share what was going on to those who wanted to know, as opposed to reaching out and, you know, texting, messaging, like whatever. I didn't
Yeah.
realize it at the time until my soul sister, as I call her, but my other sister
Hmm.
said to me, like, don't stress yourself out letting so and so know that you're okay. And it actually wasn't until this year that I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not doing that. Like, if people want to know how I'm doing,
Yeah.
A,
Hmm.
they can text me, or B, they can see what's happening online. And that may sound selfish, but I'm also at the point where I don't care
Yeah.
because I'm focusing on me. And that's what I've been focusing on
Mhm.
the last couple of years.
Yeah. Amazing. This is I'm so glad you came on this podcast. Since I mentioned IG, I scrolled down to your first post, and this seems like it kind of is what you're going through in your life. So I'm just gonna read this because it's the where you are now, and then I see this IG post saying strength doesn't come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't. So I want to know what you're going through now and what you went through in the last 5 years. Does something like that resonate with you more? Because when we don't go through something and we just want to inspire people. So we may post something and it's like, oh, it's nice to read. But when you actually go through it, it's like now it means more. Can you tell me a
Mhm.
little bit about that? Strength?
Well, I discovered a strength that I never knew. I mean, I knew I had it in me. I just didn't know how much I would need to tap into it over the last few years until I really had to dig deep and keep rising from the ashes.
Mhm. Oh, rising from the ashes. I like that. I like that
Mhm.
saying. Yeah. And that's just one post that I seen. And through your whole journey, you have inspiring posts. I'm gonna go through a little bit of them soon, but that's one that really resonated with me because I seen what you're going through in life, and then I look at that first post about strength. I was like, wow, Julie Rock, that's your name. Okay, so this is new to me. I've interviewed people with someone that survived COVID. My friend Louis went through his cancer journey, but I want to make sure that I don't lose track of where we are, and I might need your help on that because it's your journey. Because I want to make sure I'm sharing everything. So if I missed anything, can you touch on that? Because we talked about the beginning, the diagnosis, the treatment, and your kids and everything, but now what's going on now in your life? And if I missed anything that you want to share with the audience, let me know because now your kids are fully aware, I think,
Mhm.
of what's going on. So can you update me on that and anything that's going on with the treatment?
Well, Peter, we'd have to backtrack to 2022.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go back.
Rewind.
Yes, let's go back. So we hit 2020, 2021 maybe now.
Yes.
2022.
Yeah. So 2021, I'm declared in remission as of, I
Okay.
think it was like the August of that year. I have that last surgery, celebrate with a COVID friendly outdoor party.
Hmm.
And I spend the next year getting back into work full time. I've still been able to hold on to my photography business.
Hmm.
And one thing that I've always said is that, regardless, I would have received this breast cancer diagnosis, but COVID at that time helped me hold on to my business because I was able to qualify for, like, my landlord was really good with the commercial rent relief, and I was able to qualify for all the things that, or all the supports that those that are self-employed were
Hmm.
able to tap into.
Yeah.
So I'm going back into, getting back into the swing of things full time. And the kids are doing well. They've transitioned back into in-person school.
Yeah.
Yes. And and then we fast forward to August 2022. We're getting ready to go away on our family vacation.
Hmm.
We always like to go to PEI. It's where our
Oh,
family's from, some of our family's from.
okay.
And so we were really looking forward to this trip
Hmm.
because we deserved it.
Hmm.
And literally we had piles of, like, this is going to go here. This is going, when you're getting ready for a trip and you've got a whole lot of kids,
Hmm.
piles.
Yeah.
And I had been experiencing some weird symptoms that I thought were, oh, what's the word? See, there we go. We talk about that brain
Yeah,
thing,
yeah, I
right?
know.
But
Yeah. Mhm.
heat, overheating, you know what I'm trying to say. When you're
Okay.
outside working out and it's too hot and yeah. Anyways, um,
Hmm.
and so I called my nurse and she recommended I go to the closest ER. So I go to the ER, they do a scan, and the ER doctor informs me and my eldest daughter, who was there with me, that I now have a brain tumor.
Wow.
So my
Hmm.
cancer's come back. And at this point now, they call it stage 4 metastatic because it's spread to other parts of my body. So it was here in the right side of my head. And again, they went really quick. We had to cancel our trip.
Hmm.
Um, but the surgeon again was optimistic and said it's in the best place that it could be so that we can, and there's only one, and we can go in and surgically remove it. So it
Okay.
was between my ear and it was in my right temporal lobe, but it was close enough that they could go in and remove it.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I think it was like, again, a weekish later, I go in for brain surgery. And yeah, that was, I mean, at that point, I've now had like 4 surgeries, but this was the scariest. I had to have those talks with my loved ones about, should this happen,
Hmm.
I don't want to be left on machines living for me. Those talks.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and the kids knew, but I don't know how much they really understood, the little ones. So I got through that with flying colors,
Mhm.
clearly. And I was home like 48 hours later, and I was doing really good. Yeah.
But again, though, so 48 hours later
Because I was
after
doing
surgery?
I was doing good, and
Okay.
I I wholeheartedly believe it's because, I was active, like I was looking after myself.
Hmm.
I was in good health, like in good shape.
Hmm.
Um, and then I had to go for brain radiation,
Hmm.
and that was also a little crazy because they make a mask and they like it goes right over your face and
Hmm.
they click it into like the table that you're on and you can't move.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I did that but I was a little out of commission. I'm trying to think of the time frame for several months. Um to when things are like a blur.
Oh, I know. I know.
I'm laughing, but really I'm also trying to think at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's August, September, 2022. And then the end of September was actually my first time on stage sharing a snippet of what I had been through. I was at a conference and I was in like a fashion show and they wanted to know if they wanted me to share a little bit what I had been through. So
Mm.
it was like a 5-minute share. And I was like, okay, all right,
Mhm.
here we go. Um, and then fast forward. And so now, because at this point I am stage 4, I have to go for scans every 3 months. So I do that and everything's fine. I develop something called necrosis. The dead brain cells aren't clearing. So I'm starting with like symptoms and I have to go back on the horrible steroids.
Symptoms. What kind of symptoms?
Um, like I would like kind of like pressure in my head and I'd hear weird noises going from sitting to standing.
Mm.
Um, my neural symptoms before were vomiting
Mhm.
and nausea, and that was because of like the swelling in my brain. So that's why the steroids happen.
Mhm.
But like I was doing okay. They were closely monitoring me. I had actually, at this point, I was still doing my photography. I had followed something I've wanted to do as a teenager, and I had actually signed with a talent agency.
Okay, yeah.
And I had filmed two commercials. One was with my youngest daughter,
Oh yeah,
and that was
I've
like,
seen it.
yeah, yeah, it was an awesome experience. But I was like, hey, like, you're never too old, it's never too late, just do it.
Yeah.
So I was also like working on that. And then I was also working another part-time job just to kind of try to keep things, afloat
Mhm.
and catch up and hold on to my business too. And then we're into the following spring. So spring of 2023.
Okay.
Okay. And we discover I have a reoccurrence in my brain. And my oncologist he says it's not new. It was just outside of the area that was radiated.
Mhm.
So it was a little booger that got missed.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
hmm So I go back in for five more brain radiation sessions. And
Are they, sorry, when you
yep,
go for the radiation sessions, how far apart are they? What's the time span? Did you say every like 3 months, two
um,
months,
oh no, no,
week,
it's like every day.
every day? Okay.
hmm So if I started on whatever it was, the Thursday, it'd be Thursday, Friday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay.
Just five.
And
Yeah.
what are the side effects or the after effects of having it when you have
Um,
radiation?
brain fog, fatigue,
Hmm.
obviously like the swelling, so you have to stay on the steroids. And honestly, Peter, the steroids are worse than chemo.
Wow.
I did not believe it. A friend of mine said that to me, and I was like, yeah, right, until I experienced
Experienced
it.
it. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, these steroids suck.
Wow.
Yeah,
But it's a must, right? It's
it's a
part of the
must.
after you have to
Yeah,
take it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wait, let me
So,
circle back from it. I'm glad you fill in the gaps for me because I remember seeing the picture of you had the scar on your
mhm,
head, this because they
the
stitch
staples.
the
Hmm
staples. So I'm glad you filled in. But in 2022 when you had the surgery, because again, I'm trying to remember being this age, we were out of we were out of COVID. Like, were your loved ones able to go in the hospital at the time? I think at 2022,
Mm,
or no,
so no one could actually be in there with me. They could wait in the waiting
in the
room.
waiting room. Yes.
Yes,
Mhm.
like afterwards, but I couldn't see them. Or no, it was limited going into surgery. That's right. Yeah, because my sister was there helping with the prep and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was still pretty different.
Okay.
It was
Yeah.
still different for
Mhm.
sure. Yeah.
Okay. So now let's go back. Now,
Okay.
2023, you're saying you can
Yep.
continue.
So
Okay.
okay. So yeah, I finished with that, and I had one of my childhood best friends who lives in Alberta, one of my living lists. Because I've never traveled really.
Yeah.
Kids young, I've
Yeah.
never been
Yeah.
out of Canada, but hey, that's gonna
Oh.
change.
Oh. Okay. Nice.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Yeah. So she had booked a flight for me to go visit her in Alberta, and I was going to stay with her and whatnot. So I was cleared to go to that or go on that trip.
Hmm.
But when I was out there, I started re-experiencing more symptoms, but they had given me meds to um to have on hand in case I needed to. So I had to do that. And I was out there for like a week, came back, and it's time for scans again.
Okay.
So at this point, it's the brain MRI everything's every 3 months. So brain MRI, chest, abdomen, pelvis CT, bone scan, and heart checkup too.
Okay.
So it's time for all that stuff. And then it's discovered that I have a lesion in my liver. And in that same week as well, I decided that I needed to close my photography studio because I was
Wow.
just trying to alleviate like all the stress
Yeah.
and because I had been told I would be going back into indefinite treatment, which is what I'm on now. But all that stress. takes a toll and I have a seizure.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So the kids, my youngest son witnessed some of that seizure. That was really hard. And then they all had to see me being taken away in an ambulance. And that was really hard.
Hmm.
And I had a little vacation, as I call it, in the local hospital.
Hmm.
Um, and again, like we rallied through it. Another good friend of mine, when you meet people and they're either like there for like the moment to help you through,
Yeah.
or like 5 or 6 years down the road,
Hmm.
they come back into your life.
Hmm.
This is what I've been experiencing.
Wow.
And so one of those people that I talk about gifted us time at her house in PEI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
Hmm.
so we went there and
So you and the
that,
kids like just
yeah,
wow. Okay.
yeah. And I was
Hmm.
able to recuperate there.
Hmm.
And that was the start of my healing journey.
Hmm.
And so that's October 2023,
Hmm.
right? Yeah. I'm like, okay. Timelines matter, Peter.
Yeah. Oh wow. You just made the teaser. What you know
um,
what? I'm glad you're sharing this with me. And I don't even know if I would remember. So I like how you're going through it. But I'm also wondering when you're recalling it, is it a little bit foggy? Because you're naming everything, and you just told me the lesion on your liver, and then you told me about the seizure. Like I don't even know if I would remember the dates, but I'm glad the timeline's going. But look at me interrupting again. Anyway.
that's okay. I'm going to lose that train of thought, and it's going to be all your fault.
Okay, so
Okay.
PI healing journey. I
So
just wanted to say
PEI.
something though too.
Hmm.
I'm sure when I was scrolling through your Instagram, you must have pictures now that you're on your healing journey in 2023 of some of the people that helped you. And I got to make sure if I look at your Instagram, like pictures in PEI, I'm sure there might be pictures if I looked at it, right? On IG, maybe.
There might be. There
Hmm.
might not be from that time
Oh,
frame,
okay.
um, because we did go to PEI last summer.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
don't get ahead of me.
I
Come
know.
on now.
I know.
Yeah, it's definitely foggy, and the timeline does help,
Hmm.
but there are times when I'm like,
Yeah, I
as you're
know.
seeing.
I know.
But yeah, so yeah, we come back, and like I was able to take a break from treatment, and
Hmm.
so I restart treatment. Um, and then the November, we find out that the chemo's working. Um, my brain is clear
Hmm.
and has been clear since the reoccurrence treatment to that.
Yeah.
And my liver lesion has shrunk in half. So yeah, it was a great way to end the year.
Hmm.
And again, I'm still going through scans every 3 months.
Hmm.
So all that's still been good. And then May, yes, May, my brain MRI shows something concerning.
Okay.
So they can't tell if it's progression or if it's necrosis, but it has grown.
Hmm.
And because I've already had radiation twice in the same area, they can't radiate it again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I'm like, all right, let's just go in and take it out.
Right.
So that happens. And this is a little blurry because, again, the kids are older,
Hmm.
and my youngest daughter is 9 at that point, and I'll never forget this. We're talking about it, I think a couple of days, or no, when we found out that I had to have surgery. And she says, but Mama, what happens if it comes back again? Yeah. And I said to her, we'll get it again.
Mm.
And I'll keep doing what I have to do to be here for you guys. So leading up to the surgery, like, and now she's getting older, right? And she's understanding more. And the boys too.
Mhm.
They've had a lot thrown at them. I go to surgery and it goes well. I'm in a little bit longer this time, which I was told I probably would be.
Mhm.
I think I
As
was,
in last time it was 48 hours and you were home, and now
I
it's
think it was like,
107.
yeah, 3 or 4 days. Also because of where,
The
keep hitting the
location.
mic. The location is close to the, I don't know what the scientific terminology is, but like the brain fluid, that
Okay.
cerebral spinal fluid
Okay.
that surrounds our brain. Um, so I was in a little bit longer and came home. I think it was 3 or 4 days later. And like I'm doing okay until I'm not.
Hmm.
And I start with like coughing. And whenever I've had a surgery and I'm on a vent, I have sports induced asthma. So it always kind of flares it up
Okay.
and I'll have to take my puffer. So I assumed that's what it was.
Hmm.
So I'm taking my puffer, it's not working. And then I also experience like I'm still bandaged
Hmm.
at this side. And so I'm experiencing something coming out, fluid leaking.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, I think I need to get in touch with my team. So they have me come back to the hospital.
Hmm.
Again, my eldest daughter, who's also been through it all,
Hmm.
um, she takes me. And after the tests show, I'll never forget, the doctor's like, do you want the good news or the not so good news?
Okay.
And I'm like, just hit me. Because at this point,
Yeah. Yeah.
you got to laugh or you're going to cry. He says, well, you're coughing because you have a blood clot in your lung. And the fluid that's leaking is cerebral spinal fluid. And you may have to go back into the OR.
Hmm.
I'm like, all right, cool. So I spent 9 days there and trying to fix the leak, as I call it.
Hmm.
And it eventually is fixed and holds. And they transition me onto different medications for the blood clot.
Hmm.
And
Like
so at this point,
blood thinners,
blood
right?
thinners. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So like the IV and then like the needle and then like the oral. And this is June. So I have my eldest rock son graduating grade 8. My littlest, my youngest daughter, is performing in a talent show in her first play. And
Hmm.
I'm determined, as you know what, to be able to get out and see them.
Yeah.
So I'm released, as I say, because I always have to bring the humor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I think I actually got out the day before my son's graduation.
Oh, wow. Mm.
Yeah, yeah. But I was there, walker and all, but hey, like I was there, and that's all that mattered.
You had to do it. You had to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was not missing it.
Hmm.
So I restart the chemo in her too. I think
Yeah.
after 2 months, they gave me a little bit more of a break. And yeah, and then we do a family trip into PEI,
Yeah.
which is great with my eldest son and daughter-in-law. They got married last October.
Congrats.
And as of today, I have now been they'll never say like cancer free,
Hmm.
right? But it's no evidence of active disease for 2 years in my brain and 2 years in my body.
Wow. Okay. Wow. That is a journey. That is a journey. And for you, I'm always wondering at what point do some people give up and at what point do some people like yourself just keep going? Because the amount of times you're telling me that you went into surgery, this means you have to explain to everyone and the kids what's going on. The amount of times. It's like I can't imagine that. You know what I mean? And it's not something that we should get used to.
Mhm.
Like there's certain things that happen in life where people become desensitized to it, right? But something like this, I feel like the emotions will always stay the same. Is mommy gonna be okay? I don't think that ever changes. But to you personally, I wonder if when I go back to that saying, like cancer picked the wrong woman, does that stay with you? Cancer picked the wrong woman, so you're gonna fight. Or is it sometimes where you're thinking in your head, how much more do I have to go through?
That thought has never crossed my mind. Yeah, I'm stubborn AF.
Yeah.
And
Oh, oh, Julie Rock. It's only a few times that people made me lean back in this chair here. Oh, this couch. Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right, all right.
and the way I've been looking at at my life and the journey that I've been on is, and even going back to my childhood, like my parents had to separate. We had to move to Bowmanville. We then had to move to Ajax. Like all of these things had to happen to get me to where I am today. And like finding the strength of having to move out when I was pregnant with my eldest son.
Yeah.
Like that strength has continued to stay with me
Hmm.
and build me to where I am today,
Hmm.
and being able to share what I've gone through. And if you had told me 6 years ago I would be doing this with you and I
Yeah.
would be on stage speaking and doing like sharing so much of myself, I would have told
Mhm.
you you were batshit
Yeah.
crazy,
Yeah.
to be honest. But I know that this is what I was put on this earth to do,
Hmm.
was to help others. And like I said to you before we started recording, is it's organically been happening.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I'm listening to the universe.
I love it. And oh, that brings me to two things. First of all, I had that question. Do you feel like you found a new purpose through your journey and it looked like you have? Or you always probably knew you had some kind of purpose and this is just accelerating it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I think the other one was where is it here? I had a question for you. Oh, are you someone who believes in speaking things into existence, like words of affirmation, or putting things intentionally in the universe to make it happen?
I didn't until the last couple of years,
Mhm.
where I've really opened myself up because I'm like, hey, I manifested a lot without realizing I was manifesting.
Yep.
And it's all happening, coming to fruition.
Yeah. There you go. Those terms, man. I hear them all the time now. Yo, just one question I want to ask right away is I seen a post where you wanted to meet The Rock, right? So tell me about that. This Rock character, if I ever get to the status that I want to get to, I'm gonna make it happen. Manifestation. But tell me about
Thank you.
this. I seen a post about you want to meet The Rock.
Well, we've been a huge fan of The Rock, like going back to like the Tooth Fairy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And the my littlest, she'll be like, "Mommy, is he is he our uncle?" Is
Oh.
he Uncle Rock?
Hmm.
And, and I'm like, no, honey. And I said to them, like when we found out he was coming, he was going to be here at TIFF,
Hmm.
I said to the kids, hey guys, you want to do this? Because you don't know unless you put it out there. And that's one thing I've learned over the last few years
Yeah.
is just to put it out there. And if it's meant to be, it'll be,
Yeah.
or it may happen down the road.
Hmm.
And so and they were like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. And so we did this video. And I did have people message me saying, well, you could go hang out. And I'm like, I thank you, but I don't have the stamina
Yeah.
to be there for like, I don't know, driving into Toronto,
Yeah.
standing there for like 12 hours, say,
Hmm.
and then coming home. And we don't have the extra funds to buy tickets to the movie, like,
Yeah.
but if someone had said, hey, I know someone who knows someone, and, you guys are going to meet The Rock, you know, be
Hmm.
here at this time,
Yeah.
then for sure. But so we got a little close-ish.
Oh, really?
I well, I reached out to some of my friends that I have at Breakfast Television,
Hmm.
um, and they help pass along the message to someone who knows him personally.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get it. It's TIFF.
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
it's a busy time, right? So it may not have happened this time,
Hmm.
but maybe it'll happen in the future. And who knows? Maybe I'll just keep pursuing my modeling and acting and
Never know. Well,
right.
I'm gonna tag the Rock in one of these posts. We'll see if it gets to him. But yeah, when you look at his following, it's crazy. I don't know if he runs his
Oh
page. Someone
yeah.
else runs his page. It's crazy.
I know. I don't know. And I've had a lot of people reach out to me saying they're him,
Oh,
even
really?
to the point of sending me voice memos in his voice.
What? Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God.
And
Mm.
it almost like I played along because I'm like, I know this isn't
Yeah, yeah,
right. Like it was AI.
yeah.
Thankfully, I have friends in tech who are like, Julie. And I'm
Mhm.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
you're basically confirming what I thought.
Yeah. AI is ridiculous now. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's the scary thing. Like,
Yeah. Okay, okay. Julie, thanks for sharing this story. And there was emotions here, but you had them in check and you got me, but you can't tell, Julie. I'm so glad I met you. And even that, look at this. When I started this podcast 4 years ago, I started it to share people's stories, give to charities. But then when I had my first podcast where someone went through some kind of trauma, I was like, oh, okay, this is different. It's not just a comedian or an actor. This is a story, a personal story of a journey, right? So I like doing these stories to get it out to the masses to see. I got a small following, but my goal one day is to do this and just bring light to the world. You know what I mean? That's my goal. And I'm glad I met you. And it's through the fundraiser warriors.
yes.
Okay, I do have a would you rather question. This is going to be interesting because of what you went through in life. So I want to see how you answer this. But first of all, the main question is would you rather visit your younger self and give them advice for the future or visit your older self and have them give you advice for what's going on right now?
Peter. I think I would go with my younger self
Mhm.
because there were so many times going through many, 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 many downs that I was like, am I going to get through this?
Mhm.
Will I ever get through this? But now that I'm older and wiser,
Yeah.
I see that I had to go through all of those things.
Yes. That's what I hear. Like it's so I always say this on every podcast. Anyone who chooses younger self, or I think I just say it anyway. Some people who go back and want to teach their younger self is because they don't want to go through this mess, like financial mess, love mass something, right? But then you get the people that would say, even though I would want to teach my younger self, I wouldn't go through the things I had to go through to get to this moment in time. So you might be stronger and you built up that, especially when you get hurt in love when you're younger. I feel you need to feel that feeling. To get it
Hmm.
older in life is hard, but if you got heartbreak when you're younger, you kind of know what it feels, what it takes to get over it and things like that. But I hear about the finance thing a lot too, because a lot of people frivolous, I hate saying that word, spend money. It's credit card, debt, da, da, da. And they would tell their younger self, yo, be more wise with your dollars, you know.
Hmm.
But yeah, good answer. Um, Now, whether my guest chose their younger or older self, see what you say to these four things. This is all about younger self. What would you tell your younger self about money?
Start saving as soon as you can.
What would you tell your younger self about friends?
Trust your gut instinct.
What would you tell yourself, your younger self about family?
Just because they're family doesn't mean they have to stay in your life.
Mm, I heard something like that before. Last one. What would you tell your younger self about love?
Ooh. Oh, Peter, you will have to experience the heartbreaks that you're going to experience, but that doesn't mean that there's not real love out there for you.
I like that. I like that. Oh, clipping this video is gonna be so amazing. You don't even know all the clips I'm putting out. Holy rock! Holy rock! Okay, Julie, I have two questions that you're gonna choose from. But before we do, I need you to tell me your timeline of photography, and then I'm gonna ask you about some of the
Oh,
nice quotes I see on your page. Because even though you're episode 104, but I'm still an amateur at this, right? So I'm all over the place, right? But I do want to know photography. You're talking about being a nanny and photography, and then I find out you have your own business, brick and mortar business. Just fill in some of that gap for me, so I have this information.
okay. So when I had my eldest son, that was when maternity leaves were only 6 months long.
I remember that.
Remember those?
Yep.
Yeah. And the place that I was working, I went back to work, but they wouldn't work with me on when I wanted specific time off, specifically around his first birthday.
Okay.
So I was like, this isn't for me. I don't
Mhm,
want to work retail. I want to be present. I want to be with him and with my future children
mhm.
for all the special moments. And I decided to work towards my ECE and open up a home daycare.
Early childhood education, something
Yes,
like that.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
early childhood education.
Mhm.
Yes. And so I slowly started with that, and then it grew, and I ran a very successful home daycare for over 20 years.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Mm,
And it allowed me to be home with my kids. My
mm,
maternity leaves were only like 2 weeks or 4 weeks, but
yeah.
I was home with my kids.
Mm,
And then I took my youngest son, who I thought was going to be the last,
mhm.
um, for a baby photo shoot. And when I was there, I was like, this is what I want to do.
Wow.
I
Mhm,
want to do this. And so that was 2011.
mhm.
And I started working towards, and I am a self-taught photographer.
Wow. Okay.
And um, when did I guess I officially opened Julie Rock Photography in 2012. We did a big move to the West End, and the
Mhm,
boys were little, and then added a third, did a little bit of part-time daycare, working towards, well, being home with the kids,
mhm,
as well as getting to know people in a completely different town where I didn't know anyone again.
mhm. Yeah.
Um, and again, all the stars aligned for me to open up my studio, which happened sooner than I thought. And I had it for 6 years,
Hmm.
and that's okay. But yeah, so the photography up until 2 years ago, but I still do like, you know, for like family,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
turn that off.
I had a photographer on my podcast and I was asking so many different questions. And one of the questions I asked was, have you ever captured like one of the last moments of someone's life, right? And she did. And that family treasures that because that's the last photo they have of that family member. So many things captured in a photo tells a lot too, tells a
Hmm.
story. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why, well, before I had to go back into treatment, I did start with give back sessions.
Hmm.
And so I did capture, well, and some other photographers also helped with this. It was 2 years
Hmm.
that it went for, but I couldn't do the second year.
Yeah.
Um, but I was able to capture some memorable moments for family members. Um, and three of the moms have passed.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So, but knowing that I was able to give the family those memories and those pictures
Hmm.
is, and I would still do it to this day. Like if someone was to call me and say, "Hey, can you?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, if
Yeah.
I can, I'm
If you can.
there."
Yeah. Nice. Nice. Thanks for sharing that. You know, let's go back. Quick question. The reason we're doing this today is because of Stacy. And
Hmm.
Stacy was saying how you're good with Ethan. What does Ethan mean to you? Can you let me know? Little
Oh,
Ethan. Well, he's not that little anymore,
Ethan,
right?
no. He's
Hmm.
so sweet. He's my buddy. We get together and we laugh.
Hmm.
He makes me laugh so much. I remember doing a post about being prepared out in public when you've had chemo in case you shart yourself.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
she showed that to him and he
Yeah.
was laughing. But yeah, no, they have a special place in my heart, our family's heart. And
Hmm.
yeah, we do get together. My boys have volunteered with them as
Hmm.
well.
Oh, wow. Okay,
And
cool.
yeah, yeah. We Stacy's come to some events with me as well. And then knowing that I want to do more podcasts,
Hmm.
she was like, I gotta put you in touch with. I was
Star
like,
Scorpio.
hey, yes, for sure. I'm down. But
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
he comes over and he gets kitty snuggles or, but
Hmm.
yeah.
I'm just waiting for that day when all of the fundraiser warriors are taller than I'm only 5'7", right? So when
Oh,
I took a picture with them, like they're kids, right? And I always had this vision of me meeting them again when they're older, and then they're like towering over me. We'll see if that happens, but yeah, that'd be cool.
I'd be surprised if Ethan's not
I
taller than you now.
I know. I seen some pictures, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, yeah, amazing.
I
Okay.
want to add on to that too,
Oh,
actually.
okay. Go ahead.
Sean Desmond, when I went to the concert last year,
Yeah.
he was selling shirts and I wish I'd worn it, but there was a specific shirt that the proceeds of it went to childhood cancer.
Oh, okay.
And so I bought it with
Hmm.
Ethan in mind.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I took a picture and sent it to Ethan to say, hey, look.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Wait, do you have a picture with him?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure I did a reel because he
Okay, I
actually
got.
remembered who I was
All right, I gotta look for that. I wanna.
20 years later. Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been like last November.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Yo, before we get into this has been a great podcast. Before we get into the question, I do want to mention some of and if you want to just tell me what it means to you, some of the quotes. But if not, I just want the other people to hear it because it's inspiring when you read it, right? So you had one post that said, when something bad happens, you have three choices. You can let it define you, you can let it destroy you, or you can let it strengthen you. Do you remember that post?
Hmm.
Yeah. Anything you want to add to that? Because That is essentially the three choices you have. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Sometimes it's hard to go with that last one because you're so mm,
It is.
emotions.
And it's not just like with a medical diagnosis, like anything that happens in your life.
Yeah.
You can just curl up in a ball and give up, or you can stand up, like I said, keep rising
Yeah.
and learn from that strength and turn it into something,
Hmm.
which is what I am doing.
What you're doing. Yes. Okay, let me do a couple more here. Um, Train your mind to see the good in everything. This one's very important, man. When I read this, I was like, yes, that's what I try and do in life. I don't know, when you hit a certain age, I think it was my mid 40s, I started looking at life differently, right? I used to be so stressed out, a lot of anger when I was younger. And then it caused me a lot of ailments in my body. But now I try and be that carefree person and I help people out in life. I say hi to everybody. You know what I do in the winter? We live here on the street, right? Our house. After I shovel my driveway, I see people stuck they park on the side of the road because the snowplow blocks them in. I go out and I dig people out. And even though my back hurts, I'm like, I have to help this person. But I just find things where I can help.
Hmm.
You feel the same way?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I
Mm.
said to the kids, even something like holding the door open for someone
Yes.
to walk through, like something smiling and saying hi, like all those little things matter,
Hmm.
especially with all the stuff that's happening in the world these days. Like just find kindness and like I'll ask the kids, what was one good thing that happened to you at school today?
Hmm.
And sometimes they answer, sometimes they don't,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Yeah, my daughter's doing very well in school and in life right now. Like she's in vet school. I'm actually gonna ask her about those gloves you were talking about. Um, but yeah, like she used to come home from her job and always say the negative side of the job. Like this happened. And I'm like feeling like, yo, what's the positive thing that happened, right? Don't look at the
Mhm,
negative. It's so easy to look at the negative in life, I
mhm.
believe. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But yeah.
that's
Amazing.
right.
Julie, you're a rock. You ready for this?
All right.
Oh, wait. Did you used to do virtual workouts in COVID time?
Yes.
Yeah. Nice. That helped out. That helped out.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You ready?
Okay.
You want me to read out the Blue Jays or the Raptors?
Are you quizzing me on players?
No, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no.
Oh, that's a hard one. We'll go with Raptors.
Okay. Let's see what Julie says here. What is one of the most memorable moments of your life?
Does it have to be just one? Can it be
No.
five when all five children were born?
Oh, there you go. I always tell people there's no rules to this. You just
Okay.
say what you want. Oh, that's a good one. People always say their birth of their children, but you lumped in five. Thank you very much. Okay. Amazing. Yeah, those are the most memorable. You know what I mean? They have to be.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because they're
Nice.
blessings.
They're blessings. Yeah. My daughter's a
Mhm.
blessing because she was a preemie. Oof. That was a
Oh,
scary time. Scary time. Okay. You know what time it is. It's donation time. Ah, I got the four balloons here. So there's four causes that I donate to. You know one, Fundraiser Warriors. The other one is Claus, Kawartha Lakes Animal Wellness Society. Another one is Juku Sports. That's my friend. He has a day camp for kids. And then we have Liam. I think you have Liam on your page. Liam's Mission. I think you have.
yes, I
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Liam was on my podcast too when he was like,
Amazing.
was he 8, 5 or something? He was very young. And I
He's
met
so
him at
sweet.
an event. Okay, so those are the four. Now I have colored
Okay.
balloons. Which one do you want me to pop?
I'm going pink for my granddaughter coming in 6 weeks.
Last time I couldn't find the pin. I got the pin. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
episode 104 with Julie Rock. The donation is going to my friend Kevin. I don't know if you can see it. Does
I
it?
can't, but that's okay.
Yeah, Juku Sports. Amazing.
Nice.
Any cause is a great cause. All right.
Exactly.
Julie, thanks for being here. Let the people know where they could find you before we sign off.
For sure. You can find me on Instagram at the Julie Rock. I'm working on YouTube, but Instagram's my main one right now.
Sweet. So thanks for sharing the story. Good luck in everything. And of course, we're going to keep in touch. This is Real Talk with Star Scorpio, and we out.